just walking in the house in my road, gotta make her put it on. She don't like wearing clothes, just left Concord, North Carolina. I was licking on booty and a whole lot of vagina. Eat a boozer with some ice cream, she'll remember you. Ice Cube make it chip, shiver like the winter do.
See me with the crew, I had to get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move,
Feeds me and my goonies gonna be gripping the toolie. They think it's a game to me and the gang is gonna play Call of Duty. Cause when it comes to the static, oh my is steady active. Catch you lacking in traffic, giving close caskets. I'm in my lane when I'm spinning the block and I'm putting the pin.
Those of y'all who don't know about Jackson Avenue is it's an area that's very much similar to places like Cortland and the Bronx, Patterson. You know,
that's a fact.
Period. I remember coming across a couple dudes from Jackson Ave. Unfortunately, I don't remember their names right now. But it was like 2 dudes that I was cool with. And the mods, I believe. They was jacking something called JAG. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's a fact. Jackson Ave Gunners. That era though, bro. That era was after my era, bro. I was up north when them little niggas started.
Yeah, cause you're a couple years older than me.
Yeah, I was already up north and shit, and then I started hearing about that shit up north. You know what I'm saying? And all of that, and my younger brother was a part of that shit, and you know a lot of people I knew, a lot of younger dudes that I knew, well, that I seen, cause I ain't really know them, cause when I was outside, they wasn't outside. You feel me? So
yeah, but they was definitely out there. They was active. I ain't even gonna lie.
I was hearing about them up north, so I already know how they was, moving and acting a fool out here back in them days.
And then
that was the Murmur days, the Biggie days.
Facts.
Word.
And I remember coming home and they used to come to our parties and all that sometimes and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I
always stood away from that when they was doing that party shit. I stood away from that because I don't know if you know, but you from Cortland, so you gotta know my son Dakeem.
Dakeem, who passed?
Yeah, that was my best friend. You heard?
Oh, word.
That's a fact, bro. We both came home the same year together, 2010, from the same box. He was my neighbor, like 2 cells down, you feel me? That was when the YG shit popped off in Green, you heard? I don't know if you was there for that. But that was when the YG and the Patia shit popped off in Green. But before that, the shit popped off in Wash with the homies in the YG, in the mess hall, you heard? I was a part of that. That's how I ended up for 2 years.
Yeah, you see, I spent most of my bed on the island. I went up north. I went to Green. I probably did like 3-4 months in Green. I crossed paths with Dakeem a couple times, but you know, and Cortland is like different cliques and stuff like that. Being that we wasn't in the same housing unit, and he was a little older than me, so you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but I remember leaving Green and hearing about the situation with the Gunners and the Patias and all of that. I remember that, you know. But you know, the YGs was getting into a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Because you know they was expanding and stuff, and
that's a fact. When I first went to the island in 2006, YGs had the every YG nigga was a blood nigga, so you know they was double jacking back then in 06, you feel me? But that was only in the adolescence.
Only in adolescence, you're right. Once they start going up north, they had to choose.
Before they even got up north, like once they was going, like, cause you know, once you turn a certain age, you 18, 19, you go to the OTs back when I was in there. You feel me? So certain niggas was only allowed to jack YG and blood in the OTs back then in 06. Feel me? And like I said, it was only a handful of them niggas. It wasn't much. But even when they got up north, like when niggas got up north, it was only like a handful of niggas that was still jacking YG and blood at the same time and was getting respected. But then it came to a point where they just, you know what I'm saying, they just dropped the YG shit, and you know what I'm saying, because you know up there, you know, Bloods is dominant up there. They outnumber damn near every game, you feel me?
Yup. You know, to me, after watching it, YG's kind of like in the streets, it was YG. But really, even in the town, that really was like the rebellious little brother of Bloods.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like the rebellious little brother.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
When I first got to the island, you know Charlie Rock and all them niggas. I was with.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, yeah, you said 06. Yeah, I was hearing legendary stories. I got there in 08. When I first got there, I seen Charlie Rock like in the intake. It was like Mod 1 or Mod 4. He's yelling at police. Police is holding it down.
No funny shit, bro. Before I even knew who this nigga was and seen this nigga, I thought he was black, you heard? Cause I kept hearing his name throughout the juvenile shit, you feel me? Cause I went in and out of juvenile probably like 2 or 3 times. So I hear his name, and then my Code D drama, I don't know if you know him, but my Code D drama on one of my cases, that was like, they was wild cool and shit, you feel me? And that's who he turned YG on the Charlie Rock, you feel me? And fucking, yeah, so that ended up happening, and nigga, when I first seen this nigga and seen that he was a Spanish nigga, bro, I was like, this is Charlie Rock right here? Like, the nigga that everybody keep talking about?
Right.
And then when I seen him and how he moved, nigga, all the police was on his dick, feel me? Nigga, when he went home, you heard, nigga came back, nigga was like, they was like, I swear to God, I was going to a visit, I think, in the floor building, you heard? You know how the visit floor is right there, you go up the steps and shit by the school floor, right?
Yeah.
So, before I get up the steps, all I hear is, he's back, the CO saying that. I'm like, what the fuck? I turn around, and it's this nigga hitting his hands together, walking down the hall like, yeah, what's up? Charlie Rock in the building, I'm back. I'm like, oh. I started laughing like, what? This Charlie Rock? And then I ended up getting in the crib with the nigga at 3 Main North one time. Feel me? He was cool though. He mad laid back, you know what I'm saying? He cool. He a cool nigga.
Yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? He
mad humble and laid back, but I'm saying he get it in though. But that's if he have to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all I was hearing.
He a cool dude.
That's all I was hearing. It was like, yo, man, this short Spanish kid, he like to beat his fist.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, when I was on the island, bro, that's when the real, I'm gonna tell you all the official real YG niggas that I was with. I was around Charlie Rock. I was around Jeff Cody, Egistal. I was around from Patterson. I was around my son Tall Blood. He from Queens, Spanish nigga, TB. It was mad people, bro. My son Soundview, that's my god, but that nigga he doing life right now. He in Attica. And got 45 to life for a body. And that's why, that's why I be kicking this message. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why we be kicking this message. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, shit don't pay. But getting back to that, like, who else I was with, man? I was with Crash, Crash, Brash 2 times, Casanova man. I was with both of them niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was with Streets from Harlem. I was with it was mad people, bro. Mad niggas from Harlem, mad niggas. The whole Bronx was in that shit, bro. Like, for real.
Yeah, like I be telling in my stories, like the Bronx, like the Bronx and Brooklyn was like Goku and Vegeta, man. Like it was a lot of us. Like it was a lot going on.
Yo, it was crazy back then, man. Remember back then, when I first got there, bro, you could wear everything. Like, if your weight was up and you had designer, whatever, you could wear everything. Like, remember back then, the designer was Red Monkeys, True Religions, Billionaires Boy Club jeans, shit like that. Those are the $1,000 Marys back now. You know what I'm saying? All of that and whatever. That's how that shit was. So whatever you got locked up with on the street, nigga, you was coming in with that shit on. If you had a chain on and you felt you was tough enough to go through with it, because they asked you back then, like, yo, you want to leave this on, or you want to put this in your property?
So they was letting y'all wear chains in 2006.
Yeah.
In 2008, they wasn't letting nobody wear jewelry no more. And the only thing you could do is wear like Payless sneakers or Reeboks.
Yeah, bro. When I was in there, bro, Rikers Island was a fashion show. Anybody that was there at that time, bro, would tell you. Niggas used to get dressed up just to go to the chapel. You know how they meet and they little, you know, the Spanish niggas, the Spanish gangs, you know how they do. And then, you know, got the Bloods and the YG niggas doing what they do. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, bro, that shit used to be crazy, bro. Bro, I used to get gold rosaries on the visit floor from my wife. Earrings, watches, pinky rings, all that, you feel me? And then there, you know, I don't know if when you was in there, if I was still able to wear clothes.
Yeah, it kind of depended on what you was wearing and the color, of course. But while I was there is when they started making dudes wear patakis. And towards the end, they started making dudes wear jumpers. I don't know if it went back, but it started getting crazy. They just dubbed it all.
Yeah, because what happened was, right, I went home, bro. I did an 8-year. I went home on 07, April. Ended up going right back 4 months later, you heard? So when I came back in the building, I was still adolescent, you know what I'm saying? But matter of fact, I lied my age, you heard? And went to the adolescent. I was 19, but I told niggas I was 18, so I'd go to the adolescent. So I go to the adolescent, boom, I'm in there. Now, it's changed already, like, you feel me? Like, a lot of shit changed, like, 'cause back then, yo, it was alarms every day, bro, like, non-stop, like, throughout the day, and that shit used to be crazy. It was mad lockdowns, mad TSOs, mad searches, and if you was in a cell house, you was fucked unless your weight was up and you was out, you know, cleaning, whatever. You know how that shit is.
Yep.
And those that been there, or whatever. And nigga, even back then, they used to give Frosties, they used to give blueberry muffins. The blueberry muffins, they used to give the plain ones too on Sundays. You know how that shit was.
Yep.
Yo.
Slide those back under the cell.
That's a fact, bro. No funny shit, bro. I had 3 Main at one point. I forgot who I had it with. I was there with Izzy too. You know Izzy, YG, Izzy.
Yes, 52 block.
But I was with Izzy too, like, he was in 3 Main. But he home now though, unless he end up going back. But that nigga gave 8 years back. He only did 9 years. Word, that was a blessing. But yeah, he blew trial to 18, and then he gave 8 years back and did 9.
Yeah, he was like an OG legend when I got there. It was like, yo, it's like nobody played with him. He wasn't getting into no trouble, but everybody respected his shit.
Nah, cause he been there for mad long, bro. He was there since 05, bro. So he was there before me, and he was there with like, nigga. I tell you, bro, no funny shit, bro. When I got there, bro, niggas in the adolescents looked like fucking baby gorillas, bro. No funny shit. I was like, these niggas ain't adolescents. Like, these niggas is mad big, bro. Like, the fuck? And me at the time, I was always tall, but I was skinny. Like, for me, I was 6'1". At the time, probably like 155 soaking wet. Like, I'm saying, but nigga, that shit used to be crazy, bro. Like, no funny shit, bro. I remember days of niggas getting smoked every day, bro, back to back. And back then, the COs, bro, they was breaking adolescents up, bro. They was breaking niggas' jaws, sockets, arms, everything.
Yeah, that's
bro.
A fact. I remember, man.
Bro,
I remember CO
bro.
fractured this Lion King's eye socket, and the Lion King caught a new charge.
Yeah, bro, they was lying on paperwork, all type of stuff, bro. They was setting niggas up. You seen how they did that nigga, the young boy, the Crip dude in 1 Main on the north side, Ice, right? Ice,
yup. I was in one lower at the time when that happened.
I was on the other side of the
one of the dudes that got wrapped up in that, he had just got packed up out of one lower for having some type of fight, and then he ends up there, and a couple days later they all got wrapped up for that.
Yeah, Chicken Wing, all them niggas. I was with all them niggas. My son, you know Cookie?
That name is familiar. Who is that?
That's Chicken Wings, code one of Chicken Wings code B, because you know it's like 14.
Okay, so you know what? That dude, I remember right before I left Rikers Island, he came to the island. He was a big, tall Asian dude.
That's a fact.
Yeah, muscles.
Had his weight up.
Yeah, muscles.
Weight up. When you got there, 08 you said?
08.
Yeah, he was already down for 2 years. So yeah, he had his weight up because all he used to do was work out. He's still locked up. He got the L1 and shit.
Oh man, they was wilding in. I thought they might have locked up for a murder or something.
Yeah, it was like 14 of them. They killed some. They had a bar fight in Queens, you heard? And somebody ended up dying or some shit. And somebody else ended up getting not fatally, but they ended up getting hurt real bad. And one of them died. I think they got beat with a baseball bat or something like that. And then they all started, supposedly, not all, but supposedly certain niggas started snitching. You know what I mean?
That's crazy because they was too young to even be in there.
Yeah,
so that's nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, back then, bro, you know what I'm saying? It was different than how
it's like nuts.
When I moved over to the OT side, because I was in 3 Upper, I had 3 Upper too. My son Sticks and my son Munch from Harlem. And you know, that was the sign out house when I was there, you heard? I don't know if it was when you were.
Yeah, it was still a sign out house when I was there. If you didn't want to go to school.
That was the sign out house, and Miss Brown had that house at the time. Miss Brown, Campbell, and the little Chinese Asian CO nigga. And and Miss Blair too. She was downstairs at 3 Main, and she used to come up to 3 Upper sometimes. And I'm saying, I was there with my son Sticks, my son Trav, Buster, some Crip nigga.
Yo, did you come across Banco?
Banco, yeah, I was with Banco too, that's a fact, but I never had any type of interaction with him, but I always seen him around, like on the 50th floor or, you know, going to court, shit like that. But yeah, every time I seen him, you know, he was always shackled up and shit.
Yeah. You know, what was crazy was when I first got to the island, you know what I'm saying? Because see, I was see, Banco's a little older than me. I was cool with his little brother, but they always used to say, "Oh, you from Cortland? Yo, you know Banco?" All the time. I was like, "Yo, y'all on this man nuts. He not even in this building."
He was doing his thing in there, you heard? He was doing his thing in there. There's a lot of niggas that was doing their thing in there, bro, from the Bronx, especially from your side, from Cortland, all that. From my side, bro, was a lot of dudes in there that was holding it down, doing their thing. Then you had dudes from other parts of the Bronx, like Clay, fucking Webster, shit like that. All over, bro. Like I said, the whole Bronx was in there, Brooklyn. Every borough was in there, but the Bronx and Brooklyn, like you said, was more in there than any other borough.
It was a lot of us. It was a lot of us, man. Alright, so what charge you caught that led you to do your bid and started you out on Rikers Island?
So on Rikers Island was what was it? It was an armed robbery. That's what it was. That was the first joint that landed me there when I was 16. It was an armed robbery. It was an armed robbery I committed in the Bronx. I ended up getting caught up and shit. And, you know, that was my first time going there.
So you left and went back?
Huh?
So you left and went back?
Yeah, that 06, yeah. This first time, the time I'm telling you about right now, that was the first time. Boom. I did a year. I got for that armed robbery. I did the armed robbery in the Bronx, and I got caught in Brooklyn, you heard? So I had 2 cases because I got caught with stolen property in Brooklyn. I had a case for that, and then they linked the robbery back to the Bronx, and that's obviously another case. So I was going to court in both boroughs, and they gave me a year, city year for both of them, but ran concurrent. So by the time they gave me that, I had 7 months in. A city bullet is 8 months.
Yep.
So I'm good. I go to the 6th building. I do the same thing. I go over there. I take the phone. Not take the phone, actually. The phone was given to me, honestly. Because my Code D was already over there, drama. He had the phone at 5-4, I think. Because in the 6 building, it's different. Niggas don't got the crib. It's only, at the time, it was only 2 adolescent houses in the 6 building. And it was sent to 2 adolescent sentence houses. Feel me? And then the rest of the building was adults. So, he had the phone already over there because he went there before me. And I ended up sending a kite over there telling niggas I was coming for the phone, like, feel me? Or whatever. I passed the kite and the cord and the pins. And I ended up, when I got there, I ended up getting the phone. Niggas just gave it to me. Gave me half the phone. It was like 3 phones there. And I was in the crib house. And that was the crazy shit. I was in the crib house. And at that time, I wasn't banging or nothing. I was just, I fucked the homie since I was little. So that's obviously the side I went with. But, yeah, so then I went home from that shit in April of 2000 and, 7? Yeah, April 2007, and then I got locked back up October to Halloween 2007. And that's when I, stood there. I ended up getting 3 years for that shit. I was on the island for a year from October 07 to October 08. I went up October 08. And then I'm up north now. I'm doing the prison shit until it's time to go home.
Okay, all right. So, let's talk about the conditions inside Rikers Island, the level of oppression. What's some of the things that you've seen in there? And, cause see, I made videos to where I kind of described it like it was one situation where I remember dudes would, we would take bets and make like the soft dudes in the house, like slap box and fight. And I described that as being like Mandingo fights. Cause I remember watching Django and I'm like, this ain't no different. And then it like blew my mind because I'm like, things like that happened in slavery and now we doing this to our own people. It's like this is a reinvention of white supremacy. So if you can speak on the kind of oppression and like extortion that went on in Rikers Island in your time and just your opinion of it.
Alright, so at my time, bro, the extortion game and all of that and the friendly extortion game, because that was going on too. The friendly extortion game and the extortion game, that shit on Rikers Island at the time.
All right, so explain the differences.
So, extortion that's what it is. You're getting extorted. Somebody's basically taking your stuff without any questions, without anything. They're just running up on you, running down on you, and taking whatever they want or whatever they like that you have. Friendly extortion is when somebody tries to get cool with you or somebody gets cool with you after a period of time and basically, sweet talk you out of whatever they want that you have or that they like that you have. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference for people that don't know. That's the difference in jail. Or in the street, for that matter. Because people do it in the street too. But, yeah, so that at the time that I was there, the extortion game, oh my God. Because back then when I was there, the commissary, you could go 125. When I went back, it was like a few dollars less, 115 or some bullshit like that. But when I was there, it was 125 a week. And people was getting their bags snatched as soon as they came out of the commissary shit. Like niggas would take their whole bag right there in the hallway in front of police.
They whole bag?
They whole bag, bro. It wasn't in certain houses, it wasn't no like making a list. You know what I'm saying? It was niggas getting a whole bag taken right there or as soon as niggas get back to the crib. niggas' bags is getting taken.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all niggas.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all niggas was ruthless. It's cause of y'all they had to change the rules. So niggas was not doing that. They was sending like lists under the door. Like, yo, come back, bring me this back. Y'all was ruthless, man.
They started doing that, bro. They started doing that like the second time that I went back. But the first time I was there, nigga, it wasn't none of that, bro. It was straight taking niggas' bags right in the hallway.
So dudes just walking back with 2 big giant bags of commissary. Because we gotta paint the picture for them. If you had a full bag of commissary, you had like a charcoal bag size full of commissary.
That's a fact. So this is how I always try to picture it for them, right? So you see the brown paper bags that we get in the store, in the corner store from anywhere. If you could picture one of those about, I would say 24 inches or 30 inches long, that's what it is. A big ass brown paper bag full of commissary, oodles and noodles, soups, Ayo sticks, different fishes, different snacks, different beer cords, different oatmeals, all type of Pop-Tarts, candies, Snickers, everything, bro, sodas, everything that you could buy in a regular store, basically. And back, you know what's crazy? Back then, when I first went to the island, you was able to buy Uptowns, Nike Uptowns, and white tees and tank tops from commissary, bro.
Wow.
Yo, no fun shit. When I seen that, I was like, what?
Never seen that on the island. Never seen
I swear to God, bro. I was like, yo, in the full building, I was like, what? You could really buy this? Like, niggas like, yeah, if you're gonna spend that one something. Man, I'm good. I stick to my Adidas and all that. And, you know, regular shit. Uptowns, whatever. Regular Uptowns from the street.
That was ill.
But yeah, that shit was crazy, bro. That shit was crazy.
Alright, so another thing is, I got videos that I'm talking about how, you know, even though you may not want to, being in Rikers Island, especially adolescents, you are forced to become a more savage version of yourself. Otherwise, you just gonna have a hard time. And I remember feeling like I don't even necessarily want to do this today, but I have to. I have to just so I could look the right way. Just so the optics of me could be the right way, because it's really a eat or get ate type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You have to be this way to survive. Like if you want to sleep comfortable at night, you have to be this kind of way. So did you ever feel like damn, like I know this is foul, but it's just business, man.
That's fact. So, you know, like you just said, you either choose to be the sheep or you be the wolf. And it's sad to say it, because when you really look at it, like you said a little earlier, it's our own people doing this to, each other, which is oppression against your own, which ain't cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because if the white man does it to us, then it's a problem. But then when we do it to each other, it's everything's all cool. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's you either the sheep or the wolf. It's either kill or be killed on there. You know what I'm saying? You have to make statements in order, what we used to call back in my days, is let your nuts hang. You have to let your nuts hang. Because if you don't let your nuts hang, somebody's gonna try you. It don't matter how tough you are, who you are. And one thing people don't understand is that when you put out negativity and negative and bad stuff, it's gonna come right back to you. It don't matter if you tough. It don't matter if you. I done seen the toughest niggas with cribs get popped on by a Dayroom nigga.
Yeah.
The nigga end up getting smoked by the whole crib, but the nigga that damn near knocked his jaw off his face. Feel me? Because it happens like that. Ain't nobody too good to be touched when you go to that place. Anybody can tell you, it don't matter who you are. Or like I always tell people in the streets, the biggest homies up north that run these blood sets, that GFs, look at their face. That's all you got to do. Most of them got scars all over their face.
It's the world we living in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started getting knowledge of self while I was on Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? A CO by the name of Brother X.
The CO, you said?
A CO by the name of Brother X. When I was in Mar 3 Lower, I got sent to Mar 3 Lower after I popped on this Patya dude who had the crib. It was like a whole new regime. You know what I'm saying? So out of like in like a week span, you know what I'm saying? The Brooklyn dudes that I was cool with that had the crib, they ended up getting packed up. It was like a riot or something, and then it switched. And within like a week, like 6 Patyas ended up in the crib. And they was already tensions, and then one of them ended up taking the crib, tried to violate me. I popped the bottle. They spanked me. I got moved to Mar 3 Lower. And it was right then in that crib I met Brother X. You know, it was I remember Brother X and I remember Bell. This was a light-skinned dude. A light-skinned dude. Bell? Yeah, C.O. Bell. Light-skinned dude.
That
he, you know what I'm saying? He had the holes.
He got knocked out by Charlie Rock, I think.
He got knocked out by Charlie Rock?
Yeah, either Charlie, I think it was Charlie Rock. He either knocked him out or the nigga blacked his raccoon his eye, you know?
Oh man, that's crazy. That's
a fact.
That's crazy. But
that used to be mad skinny with braids, you heard?
Oh, word?
That's a fact. When I went back, his weight is up. He got waves, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his weight was up. His weight was up.
Now. But back then, bro, that nigga was frail, bro. Word.
I guess after he got punched, he stopped playing.
Probably.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But in Mar 3 Lower, Brother X had us he had us watching like the Malcolm X movie and Zeitgeist, the documentary, and he was sitting us in a circle, talking to us as if we home, having interviews for jobs and all of that, and telling us about the book Behold the Pale Horse and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And my mind started changing, you know what I'm saying? Like, so once I left, I went to the box from there, but once I left that crib, I started like seeing things differently. So it's like I had already got to a point where I was on the island for a while, so I ain't have to do much no more, even though, you know, every now and then you still gotta like maintain the status quo. You might have to like violate somebody just to show that you ain't get soft or nothing, you know what I mean? But I was mostly letting the Bloods and all of that, let them do that. Like, that's their forte. You feel me? Like, but at this point, Cortland was just mad lit. It's like everywhere you went, somebody from Cortland was there. So it's like you was from Cortland and you go to a house that the Bronx is running, you ain't really have to do much. So I chose to take that time to like not really like violate nobody no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I started feeling like I don't even really want to do this. You know what I mean? Like I don't. Then I kind of switched it. And realized that when you cool and like you save a Dayroom nigga from getting jumped. Cause I started being like a fake like advocate, like, yo, listen, leave him alone, bro. Like he ain't, like you already took his shit. You know what I'm saying? You realize that when you on a low day, they'll walk up to you and be like, yo, bro, you good? You need some soups? They just started offering me shit, and I'm like, I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Just from being nice.
Yeah, that's facts. You ain't lying about that, bro. And people don't know, bro. Like that shit is just in general. That place it's a hard place to survive. It don't, like I said, it don't matter if you're tough or not. Cause you could be a tough nigga and not have nobody on the outside holding you down.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And I felt like those was a lot of the most aggressive niggas. The niggas who ain't have no support at home. Those were the most impressive niggas.
That's a fact, bro. I ain't never lie, bro. That's why they do the extortion shit heavy, you heard? Because they ain't got nobody.
Heavy. I seen dudes, they was getting violated for not having money in their account to be extorted. Like they was having to get on the wall and do the Beyonce dance and get punched in their ribs and slapped upside their head for being broke, for not being able to get extorted.
Yo, back then when I was there, but a lot of that was going on. I ain't gonna hold you. Niggas was getting the like you said, the Beyonce niggas had to throw them diamonds up on the wall. Violations going on. People used to get their rib cage beat. Bro, it used to be terrible back then, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And you know, you get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible back then, bro. I just seen people have to do the Beyonce and act like a bitch and shake their ass on the wall for not cleaning up something or some stupid shit like that, you know?
Embarrassing, bro.
Not taking a shower, stinking.
Kiki Benny.
Embarrassing,
yeah,
bro.
Man. It was crazy back in them days, man. And it's still crazy to this day, you know?
Yeah, I've been hearing with the lack of COs. It's really been stupid in there.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen videos maybe. You seen the video of like the fight night? That shit used to go on every fucking Friday when I was in
Yeah. Remember I said, man, this dude used to take bets. You know what I'm saying? I used to always go for the underdog. The underdog be winning.
But back then when I was there, I remember you spoke about in one of your videos because I watched more than a few of your shit. Before I even started my channel, I was already watching this shit. Cause I was like, yo, this nigga looks familiar. But then when you said Cortland, I'm like, I had to see this nigga around. Either that or I had to see him in the 4 building when he was in there. So then I just started tuning in to more and more of your videos and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Yo, it was crazy back then, bro. It was so crazy, man. People, remember, you also spoke about the chicken day. Chicken day used to be crazy back then. They used to give people just the leg, you know, the drumstick part.
Wait. They used to rip the leg off and give it to people and not give them the whole chicken?
Just the leg, bro.
That's foul. I ain't gonna lie, that's foul. That's foul.
Back then, bro. Oh man.
That's foul, man.
It was heavy. Like I said, it was heavy extortion too, as far as with the PIN numbers. Oh my god. So I'm gonna say a little story real quick. I spoke about this in one of my videos, right? So I got caught one day, right? You know how they wake their ass up mad early for court. You don't want to get up, none of that. So you're already mad. You know what I'm saying? And I get dressed and all that. So, you know, back then, I don't know if, like, in your time when you was there, but back in my time, when we used to go to court, we used to get fly. We used to want to get fly to go to court, you know? Yeah. So we used to bring out our best shit, or, you know, niggas just trading shit. Jeans, swapping feet, all that. That's what niggas used to do back then. Go to the law library, swap out, you know what I'm saying? If y'all in different houses, whatever the case may be. So I'm great. I get flea. I was mad free that day too. I had my jewels on, all that, you heard? I'm still tired. So I go to they bring you to the chapel to call you borough by borough, you know what I'm saying, and take you to the YME pen and get you cuffed up onto the bus. So as I'm in the chapel, that's, you know, those were the times back then when niggas is getting robbed for their PIN numbers. Niggas getting extorted for their PIN numbers.
Facts.
Or the chapel early in the morning before court. You know what I'm saying? Or even during court in the pens in the courthouse. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on my way to the chapel. I get to the chapel, right? So I see some little Indian dude. He's from Queens, you know, named GT back then. We call him nigga GT. Yo, GT. Yo, so this nigga named GT, right? He's sitting down. I'm like I go sit right next to him, matter of fact. And I asked the nigga, I'm like, yo, what house you in? He telling me, Mont 3 Lower, Nigga, we opened that house up in 06. We came from Mont 2 to Mont 3 Lower. You know, and 06, we opened that shit up. We had to clean that shit, all type of shit. That shit was filthy, right?
Oh, man.
Oh, word. So, at the time, my man from my hood, my son B.I., he had the crib. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, oh, word, you in B.I. crib? He telling me, like, yo, B.I. got the crib with whoever else. I'm like, oh, word, you in? B.I. from my hood, you know what I'm saying? So, we like, you know, we kind of like family. You know, niggas grew up, went to school together, all that. And so I'm like, yo, what you doing in that crib? Like, what you think you doing? Like, what you doing in that crib? Like, he ain't, like, he said something. I don't remember exactly what he said, bro. But my next words to the nigga was, yo, let me get you, before I even got a chance to say, let me get your PIN number, bro, the nigga bought my shit, you heard?
He was tough. He was tough. I ain't gonna lie.
He bust my shit right there, little chop, nigga, in front of everybody. So I get up, we start getting it in. Boom, mind you, he had long hair, he had a ponytail, you heard? So we getting it in. Boom, when he hit me, I tasted the blood in my mouth. I'm like, oh, my shit bleeding. I'm all fleeing shit, trying to look all cool. This nigga just bust my shit, you heard? So, nigga, I get up, we start throwing the hands. He swung on me, he missed. I read the shit, I call it my two-piece, boom. Then he swung on me again, nigga, two-piece, you heard? Bust my shit even more. I'm like, oh. When he did that though, bro, no funny shit, the sneaker I had on Uptown, some fire-ass Uptown. I didn't have, you know how niggas wear their shoes not laced and the shoes just hanging outside? Nigga, when he hit me, bro, I went down, bro. But I landed on one knee. That was the crazy shit. I landed on one knee. I get back up. We start, like, wrestling and shit. Then I end up grabbing the nigga by his head, ponytail, and I wrap the shit around my hand. And I just start uppercutting. Nigga start wearing them.
Fight over after that.
The CO bitch is like, stop. Y'all gonna kill each other. I'm like, oh man, so we still getting it in. So the CO nigga turns around like, no, fuck that, let them kill each other. They wanna act like fucking animals at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll let them kill each other. So we just stopped fighting after a minute because we out of breath and all that. CO nigga turn around like, y'all good? Y'all done? Huh? Y'all good?
They let y'all do y'all thing though. They let y'all.
No, back then, it was a lot of that. CO was with everything back in 2006, and even before I got there, 2005, 4. CO, when I tell you, that's how Ice lost his life, sadly, man. CO Max, CO Nelson, I know them niggas.
Yeah. Wait, so you said this was an Indian dude?
Mm-hmm.
Like Indian, like black people say they're Indian, or like Indian?
Nah, he was like a Guyanese GT Indian type dude. Like Queens dude. He was from Queens. His court was Queens Court.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Dude was tough, man. He'd earned my respect after that, man. But that happens.
Yeah. That happens. But then, no, after that happened, you know what I did, right? My Cody ended up coming strolling down the hall. He clears the mag and all that.
Yep.
And he comes through. So I tell the nigga, yo, this nigga just popped up. We gonna kill this nigga. He starts laughing at me. It's early in the morning. He like, who popped on you, bro? Like, he's laughing at me and shit like, nah, bro, we gonna kill this nigga. But you know how the Wild Meat Pens is set up. They put you with your borough. So he's from Queens, going to Queens. He's across in the other one. So we talking shit back and forth to each other. I'm like, yeah, you gonna die, nigga, when you get back to Monty Low. Nigga, the kite is already out. What, nigga, you don't know who got that crib? That's my cousin, nigga. You fucked up, nigga.
No, done. You gonna die, nigga.
Nigga. I rode a kite real fast while we was in intake. And I sit in the back with somebody that worked the intake. You heard them, yo, get us to PI, get us to whoever in the crib. That kite got back to the crib, bro. Later on that night, it was a red alarm, bro. He got smoked, nigga. They had him in intake with speed knots on his head.
Yo, man, that's how it be.
But like I said, that's how you have to be in order, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it was. It's sad to say, but in order to survive that environment, you have to become an animal. Because if you don't, you're going to get taken advantage of. You're you're gonna be washing clothes, you're gonna be washing other niggas' boxes, socks,
man.
tank tops, all of that.
Oh man, they thought I was playing when I said you gotta wash people's drawers, even if there's shit in it.
Back then, what we call them Maytags. We had personal Maytags back then. And niggas was doing that for soups too, because you know people don't have families out here. Some people, you know what I'm saying, so they gotta survive, they gotta eat, and the food there, you know, that shit is garbage.
Trash.
Besides like the chicken and all, like certain shit.
I only like the chicken and the tacos, because you can put chicken seasoning over all of that. You can make it work.
That's a fact.
You can make it work. I don't even remember nothing else.
Yeah, I wasn't fucking with that. I had so much food, I was good. Like, I had family, thankfully, to hold me down on the outside. You know what I'm saying? My wife. I mean, I've been my wife for 9 years, over like 10 years, 15, 12 years.
That's good. I respect that too, man. I respect that too. See, now I'm gonna let you know right now. I want to get you on a different video and talk about love and relationships, because I'm working on a podcast and I'm gonna be talking about like things like that, because you know I'm trying to like bring the female audience in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you got your lady, because it's some real good questions that I could get answered from you. You know what I'm saying? So we could figure this out.
Definitely.
Because you know nobody stay together no more.
Nah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody stay together no more. You know what I'm saying? But all right. So you how long you been home? When you came home?
Shit. So
how long you been home?
I came from the big that Halloween arrest that I ended up doing 3 years. I came home in 2010 from that. So, you know, I had 5 years parole, post supervision, which means I wasn't getting off until 2015. Within them 5 years of parole, I did 2 violations. I did Edgecombe, which is 45 days. That's in the Heights.
Edgecombe. Oh man, damn Edgecombe.
And then I did Willard. 97 days. But I ended up doing more than 97 days, because before I even got violated, I was out on bail for another charge. And yeah, that was a crazy story. But yeah. I was out on bail for a robbery that I actually did not commit, with a co-defendant that I've never even seen a day in my life. And so I came home from that. Was all in the midst of the 5 years. I ended up beating that case 2.5 years later, thankfully, because they was trying to give me like 13 years. That was my offer. So I ended up beating that case, and I was still out in the street, basically, you feel me? And I was still getting locked up for dumb shit like smoking weed, getting caught with weed, bullshit, arguing with the cops, going back and forth with the cops. Because on my block, they used to be on my block on foot, like literally every day, all day, like all night, all day.
Y'all still got the tower over there, right? I remember the last time I was around, we had the tower.
Over here no more. Not no more. It hasn't really been too much going on over here, thankfully, but it's still stuff going on. But, you know, it's quiet right now. But, so yeah, that was in the midst of all that 5 years post-release supervision shit. I ended up I finished that shit with only 2 violations, thankfully. Because I know niggas that have like 5, 6 violations in 5 years. And I finished that shit 2015, October. And then from there, like I said, I was getting arrested still for little bullshit. And then the last time I got arrested was in 2019 for drug indictment, a conspiracy on my block. So it was 14 of us in the drug indictment, basically. And they basically, it was like, I can talk about it now because everybody, that case is done, basically. Everybody's home from that shit. Nobody did no time for that shit, basically, because it was a weak ass case. And it wasn't the feds, thank God. Because if it was the feds, then I most likely would not be sitting talking to you right now. So they had us under surveillance for a year. and they had us under surveillance for a year, and they supposedly, right, all they got in a year was 32 crack sales to an undercover, which ain't shit. If you do the math on it, 32 crack sales, that's $320 of dimes.
Yeah,
crack.
I don't know.
So that's not nothing. So that's a weak case from the jump. That's why I didn't go to the feds. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, God was on all of our sides. And, you know, we all sat up. That shit happened March 1st, 2019. We all sat up until about, what else? May? I came home from that shit June. One of my other a couple of other co-Ds came home a month before that. Basically, everybody got programs except for like a few niggas, because before that case, they already had other cases and that they was pending or out on bail, so they had to deal with that and take care of that. And then one dude, or I think one or two dudes on my indictment, they had a body or some shit like that. But that didn't have nothing to do with nobody else. That was just some extra shit. I don't even know, honestly, with that case, bro, the way they made it seem, it was like that all 14 of us was, you know, how you want to say it? Like how it was like, we was all conspiring. How you say it? Conspiring. Yeah, conspiring into like together into, you know, selling drugs, which that wasn't the case.
They was trying real hard to wrap y'all up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, and it's crazy because we all thought it was a federal case at first. But once we got to the precinct, the D's, they told us like, yo, it could go federal, but right now it might not. It's looking like it's not. You know what I'm saying? And I just, you know what I'm saying? That right there, bro, that shit made me start looking at life a little bit more different and seeing shit different. You know what I'm saying? Because that being in that situation and being in there, bro, that's just a fucked up situation to be in. Like I said, you gotta become a person that you're not in order to survive. You know what I'm saying? So that was the last time I got locked up, actually, 2019, for something serious. Got arrested, like, for suspended license after that bullshit, but that shit ain't nothing. But that was the last time, and you know, ever since then, I know I changed. I had to change. It's not that, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to change myself anyway, but I just had to do it. Like, it was just the right thing to do, because once you realize that you have only one life to live, and you take that shit as serious as anything you ever took in your life, you're gonna understand and know that this is not something you need to play with. Your life ain't a game of Monopoly or checkers. It's a game of chess when you're making certain moves in life. You understand? But that's how I end up changing. But I almost lost my family, all that. You know what I'm saying? Behind that, everything. You know what I'm saying? So it comes a point in a person's life. For me, for example, it's like, you know what I'm saying, you have to want to do better. You have to want to be rich. You have to want to be wealthy. Like, who doesn't want to do that? You know what I'm saying? And illegal is not going to pay. You could get all the money illegally, but one day
they gonna get you, man.
Catch up to you. That's a fact.
They gonna get you, and they always do.
So, and once you realize those facts of life, and you start looking at life different, and like realizing, like I said, you only have one life to live, so you need to make the best of it. Not even have to, you need to. Because especially if you got kids, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be here forever. One day you gotta go. So you wanna leave something behind for your kids, and you wanna plant that seed in them from a younger age to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And become successful in life. Because being successful ain't hard, bro. It's really not. People may talk and make it seem like it's hard, but if you start from a young age and you look at other people that made mistakes and been in prison and made stupid decisions and messed their life up, and now they all, you know, messed up, they can't really do nothing, and they all older and it's over basically. if you look at that and learn from that at a young age, you could be, success is all right there for you. All right there for you.
Facts. That's why,
Feel me?
that's why I do what I do, you know what I'm saying? I knew that I ain't want to go back to jail, but I also knew that I ain't want to work for nobody. So when I start seeing that this YouTube thing, it really ain't no ceiling with this, I just got to be creative. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just keep going, man. You feel me? Because I always told myself, like, I refuse to be a bum and be like the older dudes on the block that's talking about their glory days, the money they was getting, but they 35, 40 on the block. Some of them is in a mother house, you know what I'm saying? Not married, living off some chick, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told myself, like, yo, that ain't gonna be me, man.
That's the fact.
That's
bro.
not gonna be me,
bro. That's not life right there, bro.
I'm too fly for that, and my potential is too great for that. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't gonna be me. You know what I mean? So I said, I'm gonna find something to do. I'm gonna stick to it. Luckily, me being in South Carolina and doing YouTube, I don't have to work. You know what I'm saying? But if I ain't have YouTube, I'd be working. I'd still be chasing a dollar and keeping my head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? Because I got kids, be like, I got two sons. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be out there for them. Like I always told myself, I'm not going to be talking to my sons trying to give them advice being locked up through a plexiglass. They're not going to take me serious.
That's a fact. You got to show, you got to be there and show and prove.
Exactly. You feel me? Like, exactly. So I'm figuring it out, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Truth be told, I'm not even gonna be the jail story, the war story nigga for that much longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, like 2022 might be my last year telling my own stories, stuff like. I might still do interviews because I'm gonna step my equipment game up and stuff like that. But I'm moving on. Like I figured, you know what I'm saying? As long as you creative and you got a camera, you can do a lot on the internet. Be like I'm feeling like 5 years from now, you know what I'm saying? I can have a Spotify deal, man, for this podcast for some interviews.
Yeah, I'm about to start a podcast too. I ain't even gonna lie.
That's what I'm telling you, like that's the wave. Like this podcast game is getting for real. Like it's gonna be people who during the week they listening to 4, 5, 6 podcasts a week. They listening to their favorite podcast, whether they driving to work or they going to work out. It's gonna be different podcasts for different moods. It's gonna be podcasts to where if you're a single man or woman, you listening to that podcast or watching it on YouTube, or if you got your wife, you married, it's gonna be podcasts for that. Like, it's money in this. Like, I'm gonna make a book and all that. Like,
yeah, yo, it's crazy.
There's money in this.
I'm doing that too.
Why not, bro? Like, everybody got a story. Why not, bro? Like, why not? It's wild money in this, bro. Like YouTube got billions of people. It don't matter if it's 1 million dudes talking about their experiences in jail, bro. It's eyes that's gonna watch that, bro. It's eyes that's gonna watch that. It's eyes that's gonna watch that.
I said from the beginning, when I first started doing this, before I even started doing this, I was like I tell everybody, I concentrated on doing this for at least 3 or 4 years. And when I first started, my original channel was gonna be an audit channel. I don't know if you watch them channels. But
an audit channel?
Yeah, it's like basically like a liberty channel, like a freedom of speech, freedom of press. The niggas that basically go around different states and they basically go to police stations, courthouses, federal buildings, and they record on public property.
That's not a bad idea.
And bro, they get millions of views, bro. When I tell you, whenever you have a chance, just.
But what do they do when they get there though?
They just record, bro. They might they'll go there and they journalists basically. So they basically will go there and tell them basically whoever approaches them, one of the officers, that they're doing a story for their YouTube channel, or for their journalist story of the prison, of the courthouse, or whatever they videotaping. So basically they exercising their First Amendment right, which is the freedom of press. And a lot of officers don't like that because they don't like to be on video and stuff like that.
I think I've seen a couple videos like that.
Yeah,
before.
some of them end up getting arrested. They get lawsuits. They end up they getting all type of stuff. But so that's what I was going to do my channel on at first. But then I was like, I don't really want to become a target of these people, because then they're gonna know my face everywhere I go once I start doing it. So I'm like, let me just think about something else. And then I was like, that's where I think your shit popped up and shit. And then I started watching this shit. And then I just started watching a whole bunch of other different people's shit from out here in New York City and in like different states and stuff. Cause I be wanting to know what it's like in different states. Cause I never been there. So I was like, fuck it. Then I hit my man up. One of my old co-workers, he used to always tell me when we used to work construction, because that's what I be doing, construction. He used to tell me, like, as we was working, I would always tell him stories about when I was locked up, and we used to be laughing and stuff like that. And he used to always ask me, like, yo, bro, you not a rapper? You don't rap? Like, you look like a rapper, bro. Like, I'm like, nah, bro, I don't do none of that. I'm like, all my brothers rap. I don't do none of that. He's like, you should just go in the booth and start talking, nigga. Like, see how it. He's like, yo, you got a gift. Like, you got, like, believe it or not, you got a gift. You should start a YouTube channel or something, like a podcast. I'm like, nah, bro. You think so? He's like, yeah. I'm like, nah, bro. And that's actually who made my intro, my man. You feel me? Because he do all that.
Yeah, I just seen the new intro too. New intro hard.
He the one who did that for me. You feel me? On the arm, he did that because he fuck with Jadakiss and all, like, from YO. So he fuck with Jada Styles and all that. He be doing videos for them and shit. And he do videos for a lot of different people. So he into all of that, shit and editing and shit. The reason why I started this shit, like, no funny shit. And then, also my message to the youth, because, like I said, jail and prison ain't cool. Today, my little brother just got sentenced to 10 years in the feds, 121 months. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that was the first time I ever seen that nigga cry. You know what I mean? And he 26, 27. He just did 6 years in the state. He just came home from Attica, 2020? April 2020 or something like that? May 2020? And now look, he's back in the fed. 10 years. For what? For 15 minutes? 15 minutes to get something. So it took. Now you guys for the next 10 years in the box. It's a sad situation, son. And the crazy, the sad shit about it is that he's gifted and he's talented. No, he a rapper, like he an artist, like, you know what I'm saying? And he make good music. So it's like the message that I always try to put out there, bro, to kids and youth. It's simple and clear, like, crime don't pay, man. It's better to do positive stuff in life, so you ain't gotta worry about none of the negativity that comes with the crime and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I got a nephew right now, bro. No funny shit. He's the first one in my family, him and my niece, his sister, his younger sister, to go to college. The first one on my mom's side in the family to go to college.
Beautiful.
Now, he told me one time, we was chopping it up, we was smoking, he told me, he's like, yo, now he's into stocks and all of that, and all types of stuff, bro. This kid is so smart. I think he's, 8? Well, I'm so proud of this kid, bro, because it's like he could have easily fell victim to the streets, because he told me one time when we was smoking, he was like, yo, I always wondered why all my uncles used to, or when I was younger, why all my uncles used to always come around and be around for 6 months and then disappear for a year, 2 years, and stuff like that. And And then he said, you know what really made me understand and realize that? The day when I seen you come down to Pop's funeral, which that's my father. He passed away when I was up north. They let me go down. He was like, the day I realized it was when I seen you come down with chains and shackles on your legs and your hands. And he's like, from then on, I knew that I didn't want to be a part of the streets. Like, I didn't want to have no parts of that. And like I said, I'm proud of that little nigga because he really could have became part of the street because that's all he seen on. People going to jail, in and out of jail, crime, committing crimes, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's a prime example that if anybody could do it coming from a negative situation, I mean, if he could do it, then anybody could do it.
That's beautiful, man. You ain't even know, man. Him seeing you like that, it's probably, man, like you saved his life, probably.
That's a fact. I definitely did, bro. And that's the whole message here. Ain't none of this shit to be glorified. But just, like I said, just because we talk about this stuff, some people get it twisted and think, yeah, we trying to glorify. Ain't none of this stuff to be glorified. This is just the truth and the reality of the life that we live and the negative choices that we chose to take and the outcome of it.
Kiki Benny. And
the reason why we share these experiences so that y'all kids or our kids or whoever kids don't gotta go through it. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't never to glorify. Every day I spent in jail, I hated it. There was some days I felt like killing myself. Some days I felt like hanging it up. Yo,
facts.
It's not a game. It's not a game. I've seen people kill themselves. I've seen people hang themselves. I've seen people get cut down off a rope from the CO and the CO slap the shit out of them. I'm talking about, what the fuck you doing? I ain't trying to write no paperwork. Smacking the shit out of them.
Not even caring about a nigga mental health. Exactly. They worry about paperwork.
That's what I'm saying. So, like I said, man, the message is clear here. Everybody that come across our videos, come across any videos that has a positive message like ours, like my slogan is, get it together or forget it forever. That's the slogan.
You know what? I think we can end it right there, man. That was legendary. That was prophetic. Yo, man, y'all heard it, man. Ness, Hell on Rikers Island, man. With another legendary interview brought to you by Nate Almighty. You will see me and the brother work together again in the future. You will see it. We in this together, man. We got a message for the youth, man. We got positive vibes for everybody, man. So go ahead, visit our channels, get your entertainment, but also get your medicine, man.
That's a fact.